What's good, YouTube? It's been a little minute, but this is something I just had to talk about. Spread awareness, if you will. The original PlayStation Resident Evil games are absolute classics, and for the longest time, I thought they were stuck in the emulation zone. It seemed that Capcom had no interest in releasing these games on modern platforms, considering the remakes are basically acting as their replacements. For the original titles, all hope seemed lost. Until the Mad Lads at GOG Games somehow managed to convince the suits up at Capcom to let them port the original Resident Evil trilogy to PC, and get this, there are no caveats, no drawbacks. As far as I can tell, this is just a straight port of the original PC release of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Of course, as of right now, Resident Evil 1 is the only one that's out, but later on, Resident Evil 2 and 3 will follow suit. If I'm not mistaken, there are some bug fixes here and there, but other than that, this is as faithful as it gets. So far, I've played through all of Jill's campaign and will soon be starting on Chris Redfield's campaign, and man, it feels absolutely amazing playing this game on an official platform. I mean, like I said before, this game was stuck in the emulation zone. You basically kind of had to pirate the game in order to play it, because as far as I remember, the only actual recently released port of these games was way back on a PS3. There are kids nowadays who played the remakes who weren't even alive when those ports got announced. So yeah, this is feels good, man. Feels good. In my opinion, these games age like a fine wine. No matter how old they are, man, it's fun, and every time I go back to it. I think the original trilogy of Resident Evil has a certain charm to it that no other Resident Evil, hell, let alone any other game, have been able to replicate.
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You're wounded.
This is a fantastic way for newcomers to play these older games and get a look at the iconic origins of this beloved franchise. And while it does pain me to say that a lot of people aren't going to be able to get into these games due to the controls and the fixed camera angles, because let's be real, the games of today have gotten kind of accustomed to the homogenized third-person controls, but I still think there are some people out there that will really appreciate a game like this. A pioneer for its time, breaking the mold in all types of ways, the birth of an entire genre, Resident Evil is a game that deserves to be preserved and played and remembered. Now, to finish this video, I have a call to action. The suits at Capcom most likely only greenlit this project because they are curious to how it will sell. At this point, Capcom probably thinks there's no audience for this type of game, but they're wrong. I mean, obviously there's indie games like Signalis and whatnot, but in the mainstream, even then, I think they're wrong, and it's time to show them. So if you have any interest in Resident Evil, please, I implore you to try these games out. These are a piece of gaming history, and these titles mean so much to me and countless other Resident Evil fans. Perhaps if these ports sell well, we'll get other ports of other Resident Evil games like Code Veronica, Outbreak, and hell, maybe even other titles like Dino Crisis. But that's all I got for now. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully in less than 10 years.